Hello, my gorgeous Virgos. Welcome to my fellow Virgos. I have a Virgo sun. Welcome to your reading for August 2020. This is going to be for Virgo sun, moon, or rising. You may have planets in the sign of Virgo. You may be in love with a Virgo in love with you. You may have been intuitively guided to the channel and don't even know if you have Virgo in your chart. So just trust your guides, right? That means you were nudged to the reading for some type of message. So just be open to that. All right, I'm going to get into your reading though. We're going to take a moment and calm our minds as I give the deck a couple shuffles. We're going to start with the Psychic Tarot, which is a deck I don't use for you very often, but I definitely felt pulled to it today. It is a Thursday, and it is hot out, but it is also stormy. So we may hear some thunder and lightning. One more shuffle. I, as always, have my spirit guides. Invite your spirit guides into the reading. For whenever you see it, that's when you're meant to see it. So don't worry about a time. Don't put a timetable on anything. Many times these are timeless. Especially if you're intuitively guided, you know, I feel like you're nudged when you're meant to see it, which means that is a point when you're open to see it. Sometimes you do need to come back and watch it a second time to really absorb the information, because we can get a lot of information in a reading. You know, I'm not looking for what's going on in your life. I'm looking for solutions to the problems that you're having. I'm looking for clarity and healing and the truth, right? We're looking for the truth. And let's go ahead and begin. I put a tablecloth on my desk because it's a glass desk, because many of you are not really enjoying the glass. As myself, I'm really not. I wish I would have got wood. But for the time being, I put a tablecloth over it. I hope it helps. We have accelerated motion. So this is the Eight of Wands. This is something that is about to happen. It's something that's coming in quickly. It can be an energy, it can be a person, it can be a thing. But I do feel it's from above. You know, number 8 to me, as above, so below. So this is something I feel like we may have wished for. We have firm foundation, which is the Four of Pentacles. We have balance. This is the card of justice, card of Libra, major arcana. We have memories of love. This is the Six of Cups. I'm going to try to get the cards out before I speak, but I have to tell you, right off the bat, I can't help notice the 11, which is, to me, part of the twin flame journey. We have financial and material changes. We have choose wisely, which is in reverse. That's the Seven of Cups. I like that it's in reverse. Seven of Cups is where I'm having a hard time making an a choice, a decision. This may be talking about an opportunity that comes in for you. It's definitely some type of change, because with accelerated motion and right below it, a number 5, definitely change. And change, it seems to be happening quickly. It has something to do with, I want to say, like your homestead and some type of love. Memories of love. Let's talk about that. The 6 of Cups. This is remembering someone fondly. This is remembering the love that I had with someone. Chances are that love still exists somewhere within me, right? So it's a love that doesn't die. It may be stalled, it may have stopped, but it remains within your heart. And just as right next to that, certainly could be an ex for some of you that you had some type of tie with. Now, it could have been a marriage, what have you. So I feel like there's a couple different things here happening. I feel like we have someone over here who may be wanting to enter into your world. But at the same time, I feel like there's an opportunity that will show itself for you, that is going to bring about some type of change. I'm not worried about this change. It feels really good with the 7 of Cups in reverse and balance here. Because what is this change going to do for me? Well, it's going to make me feel whole again. So if I feel like, I'm not feeling myself, if it's talking about a love, I feel like I'm only half myself. If I'm codependent on someone, this is the ability to become independent on my own. I have to make that decision now. So it comes down to you making that decision. We stand at a crossroads many times through our lives, many, many, many times, where in one way or another, we have to make a decision. I feel like, I don't want to say this is forced, but I feel like you're definitely being pushed towards something. We have the 9 of Swords coming under balance. So a 9 is all about the reflection. And what I'm reflecting over in the 9 is the journey that I was just on. Right? The chapter of my book that I was just in. I'm reflecting upon it for what? Well, I want to understand it. I want to understand it to bring myself more clarity. I feel like many of you may have been dealing with like karmic type energy, and it has put you in the mode, well, of the 9 of Swords. That is worry. That is excess worry that can turn into anxiety. And sometimes it's because we don't move when we're meant to move. There's clearly change here. I feel like it's a good thing. But that doesn't take away the fear factor, right? Because not everyone likes change. I feel like Virgos, we can go with the flow. I feel like we're willing to walk through that little bit of uncomfortableness to get to the next stage. I just don't have any fear about you being stagnant. I feel like if you were, that's what's about to change. We have spiritual strength. Look at that. 2 9s in a row. And then what follows that is the Ace of Cups. Love. Unconditional love. This can be of a person, of oneself, of what it is that I create in the world. And I feel like it's a little bit of all for different people. I definitely feel there is something that's coming into your world. You may have lost your job due to the coronavirus. And in that time period, it depends what you've done in that time period. I feel like many people are being nudged to create through this time period, to keep themselves busy by creating, especially Virgo, right? Keep the mind busy. Nine of Swords, I may not have a lot going on around me, so my fear factor could certainly be, it could certainly be your money, your job, that type of thing. But for some of you, it's also love. But what is coming in is the Ace of Cups. So this is a love of what I do, or a love of someone. This is unconditional love. Um, it's the ability to create through your love of it. And how can you go wrong with that? I feel like if you have fear about this, it's like the universe is saying, no, 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 this is what you were meant to do. And I'm looking at spiritual strength right next to it. And I kind of love that because, I just want you to look at the image. It's like your guides are taking care of the things around you that need to be taken care of so that you can, move into this next chapter. We have mental conflict. So this is the Two of Swords. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Great, these both came in reverse. Well, I'm going to take it like it is. We have movement, choices, and decisions, which is in reverse, coming under the Nine of Swords, next to this mental conflict. So, it's pretty clear. And then we have the Truth, which is the card of judgment. It's a call to attention, but it is also in reverse. So the bottom line tells us a lot. Actually, I want to move these up a little. This bottom line tells us a lot. We have changes coming in. It's coming in quick. Whether we like it or not. It's just energy that's moving quickly. For many of you, it's going to be within your material world, okay? Your financial world. I feel like this is something that you have thought about for quite a while. It's funny. It's like this is what I feel. Like I'm sitting at home. My life is fine. I may have some worries, but they're the same worries that other people have. And then bam, something enters into my life. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be a person. And because we have the Two of Swords down here, I know it's a question of will I or won't I, right? Am I going to do this or am I not going to do this? The Ace of Cups is right next to it. So that there is, what it shows is being shut down a little bit towards the universal energy. Because we have the Two of Wands over here in reverse, right? So this movement, these choices, these decisions that I have to make, especially with the Nine of Swords over here, if I get into my head too much, then I may not see, feel, or hear this opportunity, right? This call to attention. What is judgment trying to point out? Well, on the opposite side is the Ace of Cups. So, will I or won't I? Okay, let's bring out the clarifiers right away. We have rest and rejuvenation on the bottom of the deck. I feel like we've been doing that for a while. Let's bring in the Cosmic Tarot. No, I have not ordered new decks yet. I have so many cards at my daughter's house, but you know, and I plan to have them all shipped to me, but she will not, and I don't want her to. She's like, there's no way I'm going to the post office. You know, she's got young kids at home, so she is playing it very safe. But I feel like I need to bring more into the mix, so we'll see. All right, one more shuffle. And let's break this baby down. Interesting. Card in the wrong card. Or doesn't belong to this deck. So we'll look at that. Alright. I didn't know I had so many cards. With the 10 of Pentacles, we have the Princess of Cups. We have the King of Swords. Princess of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, can be someone who's younger than you, can be of a younger time. But the Princess of Cups really is about receiving something unexpectedly. It's something of an emotional nature that should make her feel good, right? It should make her feel good. It's interesting that she's sitting right next to the 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you, you know, this could be like an actual marriage proposal, an engagement, you know, an opportunity to collaborate with someone who is very like-minded. This can be the energy of a blessing towards my home business, or if I wanted a home business, the beginning of it, the opportunity, what I needed, right? That missing element coming towards me. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Prince of Pentacles. We're going to take one more up there, and we have the King of Cups. So we have a lot of people up here. Let's go ahead and put these out. We have the Ace of Wands coming over this financial and material change, the Ace of Wands. And we have the Death card. Okay, card of Scorpio. So let's look at this. So I feel like something is coming in literally to your home. You're hearing some type of news, some type of opportunity, or someone is communicating with you that in exchange is going to start you on a new chapter in your book of life. Now, the people we have up here, King of Swords, he is about bringing the truth when he's in the upright. He's the communicator. And then we have the Prince of Pentacles, another Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Again, can be of younger, you know, memories of love. We have the Princess and the Prince. So for some of you, this is the energy of what's coming toward you. And then the King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio again. But this King of Cups is about someone who, listen, they come to a realization that they are happier in a relationship versus just dating. Playing the field. Maybe at one day, right? Maybe in my younger years, I enjoyed playing the field. But now this is someone who comes with an open heart. And to me, that means available. That, I feel unattached. Like they're unattached. Now, maybe they were attached to someone, and this may be the news that you hear. Like, I did it. I did it. I finally did it. That's talking about the love's, the atmosphere of love. And it's funny, I feel like this is, because we're sitting by the Ten of Pentacles here, and as we talk about, we'll talk about love and then we'll talk about work. As we talked about the love, I feel like what this is saying is the communication you receive comes into your home in some form. This can be text, email, actual communication, telephone, that type of thing. I know that you're not expecting it because the Princess of Cups is unexpected, right? This is something that is unexpected, yet it brings her a fulfillment, some type of fulfillment. And if we look right below, we have again that Seven of Cups that's in reverse, right? So that's about choosing wisely, but having a hard time making a decision. It's showing us why. I'm in my head. I'm in my head. I'm in the fear factor part of it. But that is exactly what needs to come to an end, right? And listen, I don't feel like I'm telling you what you need to do. I feel like I'm following what you're thinking of doing anyway. So I feel like the Death card is definitely representing the end of one chapter and not being afraid of this next chapter. Because when you think about the Death card, even though the image on here is not the greatest, and this is why I am going to make my own cards. Again, I'm just looking for that right designer who can get in my head, because I'm very creative, but and I love to paint, but to draw, it's not me, and I know that. I know what I can do and what I can't do. So, nonetheless, the Death card ask you not to resist the change. Judgment down here, where some are not feeling this call to attention, they're not feeling this potential blessing coming in. Why? Because I'm in my head in a way where I could easily twist things. Something may show itself, and in the beginning, right off the bat, it fulfills me. It gives me this sense of fulfillment. But then I take that and I start thinking about it. And I start thinking about my past. And I start thinking about everyone who's hurt me and everything, how things have gone wrong. So automatically I'm piling all this extra weight upon this kind of free and beautiful offer. And I see you doing that. The Death card says, don't resist the change, especially with the Ace of Wands right beside it. Don't resist the change, because, why? Because it's of a blessing. And then I think about the Eight of Wands, and many times I feel the Eight of Wands is the energy of what I think about, I bring about. Right? I'm controlling this to the point that to the ability that I have. But definitely what I think about, I bring about. So, but we can want something and then it shows up and we're like, holy shit, what do we do now? So be careful of that. Just be careful of overthinking this. Now, as it relates to your finances or your job, again, I feel like, listen, I get this all the time with Virgo about having a home business, doing something out of the home. And I feel like you are given some type of opportunity to do exactly that. Some of you, probably the majority of you, it's a spiritual type business. Of course, not all of you, but many of you, because we're like-minded, right? We're like-minded individuals. That's how we found each other. So, um, again, I feel like another avenue opens up for you. And do I take it? Now, listen, I feel like for some of you, this energy, when it relates to work, has been around you for a little bit, right? It's almost like the universe is saying, we've been showing you the way, but you've become resistant to it. For whatever the reason, you became resistant to it. You got into your head, you twisted it around, you turned it around. You're not sure if you can handle it. Well, I know you can handle it. I know that because the Ace of Cups is exactly what's coming in. Again, it's what that means to me is, as it relates to a creative project, it's something that will fulfill me. It's something where I won't have a hard time focusing upon it because, especially if, let's say I don't have love in my life, but I kind of want love, right? And it's all I concentrate on. But I'm in a negative headspace. That's the kind of energy I'm going to keep bringing back to me. So that can bring you in people, but these people could be of a lower energy, right? We have to be ready to be what it is that we ask for. We have to be ready to walk through the uncomfortableness to get to the next chapter. Some of you, if you're writing a book, you may have, a book, a podcast, something. You may have had like writer's block, and it feels like the lifting of that, right? The lifting of that. But I have to be willing. I have to be willing. Free will. We have the Seven of Wands coming over the Nine of Swords. So it's almost, the Seven of Wands is about defending oneself, right? This may be you being nervous to let people know what you want to do. There may be people around you who tell you you can't do it, right? Because I'm seeing the Two of Wands in reverse down here, and everything is telling me that what's coming in is truly a blessing. But I feel like I can talk myself out of it. Why? Because I'm worried about other people's opinions also. What will they think? Or someone telling you can't do something. When you get into the wands, this is the energy of people starting to see your perspective, understanding your perspective of something. Again, I keep seeing that spiritual strength. So for many of you, if in your spiritual business, you may end up talking about your very own experiences and therefore helping others who are going through what you have been through. We have the Hermit, so that is the card of Virgo. We have the Three of Cups, and we have the Four of Cups. I don't like that the Four of Cups is over the Ace of Cups. First of all, let's talk about the meaning. That's about using discernment, right? But what I feel in the Four of Cups is I'm kind of lost within my nothingness. Is that a word? Feeling unfulfilled. but I'm not really doing anything about it. You know, down to the energy of actually just being lazy, right? Why? Because I wasn't feeling inspired. I feel like the Ace of Cups is there to inspire you. I feel like whatever path you are is part of your destiny. With Judgment here, even though it's in reverse, um, I feel like you will be nudged more and more and more and more. Now, real quick about love. With the Three of Cups here, I do want to say that I feel like for someone, this is communication that they have left another, right? So it's like there's no longer three of us within this relationship, there's two. Or there will be two if I choose this. I feel like for some of you, it is a Virgo. But I also feel this is the connection, right? Again, the connection as above, so below. Let's talk about the Hermit, because this is where we get our spiritual strength. The Hermit, we usually go into the Hermit mode through the dark night of the soul. So some type of tower moment happens in our life. It can feel devastating. But for many of us, when we're open, well, I don't even know if I want to say open, because many times we're feeling closed to the universe. But nonetheless, this is the energy of going in to find my spirituality. Maybe I've tried things my way for so long, but I'm getting no results. So this sends me into that deep thinking. Now, when I'm talking deep thinking, I feel like I'm connecting to my guides. I'm connecting to the universal energy. The Hermit is about eventually coming out of this energy, coming out of the cave to spread my knowledge to others, right? How I overcame, what I found out during my dark night of the soul, that type of thing. Some of you, I feel like, why did I keep getting in relationships with people who are not prepared, or or what's the word I'm looking for? Are not they're not 100% available to you. So why do I keep attracting that to myself? This is, seeking those types of answers. And I know that you will find the answers through that. For some of you, I feel like your guides nudge you to me so you can see the potential of what can be. So, again, as love, I feel like many of you are going to hear that someone has left a relationship. I don't know if that's enough to sway you their way, but it's enough to make you at least think about it, because we have a lot of energy of you thinking about this change. It's like some are saying yes, some are saying no, right? I have the two and the two, but they're in opposite directions. And another two, 20, but a two. Well, we have another Ace of Cups. We have the Prince of Cups. Interesting. The Prince of Cups is coming over the Ace of Cups, but also the mental conflict, the question, the blindfold. It's coming with the Death card. Now, this could mean this person is a Scorpio for some of you, but I do feel like this is someone who has put something to an end. And it's interesting that we have the Prince and the Princess of Cups. We have the Chariot, card of Cancer. we have the Empress. And last but not least, we have the Ace of Cups. Coming over judgment. Hello. That's beautiful. That's universal love. That is my cup runneth over. But because we're in reverse, I don't know that I feel it, that I believe it. But it's, it's a singular cup, and it's funny because I don't have the Two of Cups here, but I have the Ace of Cups here and the Ace of Cups here. And what is this last card? Also, the Empress. Interesting. So, let's talk about the Empress for a minute because she's here twice. For some of you, this is about, motherhood, becoming a mother, what have you. But the Empress is about, and I love that she's coming right under the Hermit, because the Empress is someone who has probably lived a pretty difficult life. But through her life, now she may not have realized this until later in life, whatever that means for you, you can have this realization at any time. But what she realizes through the Hermit energy is these experiences that she's had in her life, her or him, by the way, that she's had in her life has taught her a great deal. It has softened her heart. It has increased her compassion and her empathy for others. Some of you, I know this is talking about you then taking that and creating a business of your own. Speaking of, in some way, the challenges that you have overcome. And I do feel like it is about what you have overcome. Ace of Cups coming between both of these emperors. It's almost like our higher self, right? Almost like our higher self. For some of you, I feel like this is, we have judgment in reverse. So I'm not really hearing the universe. I don't feel your help, universe. Where are you? What's going on? For some of you, your mother has crossed over, and it's a mother's energy that is trying to reach you, right? Trying to give you signs. I want you to remember something. At least this is what I feel. Our intuition is our GPS. I don't feel like God would just throw us down here on the earth and then give us no clues about anything. Our intuition is our GPS. We have to learn to trust it, and the Empress knows that. She knows that. No one can sway her to do anything that she feels is not for the well-being of herself or others. She knows that. She's also someone who doesn't necessarily rush something, right? Think about the 9 months that you carry a child, right? So the child develops fully. So I feel like as it relates to love, I do feel like you're a different person. I do feel like they're a different person. Yet at the same time, I feel like as the Empress, you are taking your time as it relates to love. So you're out of your head, right? What brought you out of your head? The hermit mode, seeking these answers spiritually. Virgo, when we're meant to walk this physical walk, but we're meant to bring our spirituality into it. Sometimes we feel like we're nothing, right? We're just this mere mortal that has nothing, is nothing. What's my use? What's my purpose here? When I start to feel like that, speaking of that, a lot of times that's what starts pushing you into the hermit mode. What is my use here, right? I feel for Virgo, a lot of it is finding your spirituality. and then learning how to include that in your everyday life, your everyday world. Why? So that your intuition becomes your guide. Your spirit team is constantly sending you signs, trying to help you in some way, but we have free will, and they cannot impede on our free will. Also, I want to say, you know, you have to invite them in to help. Now, they can nudge and try to push you this way and that way, but if you're, if I'm in the energy of just fear all the time, I'm afraid to take chances. And by the way, that's what we're here for. We're here to experience life through many different, many different things. I feel like give your soul the chance to experience. And fear will close the door on that. So we have to look at that fear straight on. What is this that keeps making me be in this type of energy? The Empress definitely had to look at that. She had to reflect back so that she could become this strongest self she could become. Nonetheless, back to, I feel like a lot of you have a mother in spirit who is trying to guide you, trying to help you, stepping forward for you. But, I just feel like it's where you're at in the journey, Some of you, you're still in part of that dark night of the soul. You're fighting your way out. You're seeking that light. That's all you have to do. Seek the light. And again, I'm feeling for those as it relates to money or work, there is a new creative avenue, I feel, opening up for you. Now, it may require a lot of work, a lot of focus, but this is something that will also bring you a lot of joy, a lot of fulfillment. It reminds me of what I do here when I read, and when we get the beautiful messages, it brings me fulfillment to be able to deliver these messages to you. Okay. Anything else I want to look at? We have the Queen of Swords and we have the Eight of Wands again. And I'm not really looking at anything. If anything, I was up here looking at all these people. And Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. She does have the Lovers behind her, representing Gemini. But I always notice, in the background, the Lovers. And I feel like this is about what was, her understanding that. Eight of Wands. Do I think some of you have a love coming back quickly? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think that you wanted this? Yes, I do think you wanted it. Again, because when I see the Eight of Wands, and it doesn't matter to me what the meaning of a card is. My guides know or have me look at it in different ways, whether that's the meaning or not. I want you to understand it. Because sometimes people may watch one of my readings and be like, she doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. She doesn't know the meaning of the cards. I do know the meaning of the cards, but this is an intuitive read. So the meaning of the cards, though, can be like our base. We go much deeper than that. So nonetheless, I just felt like I needed to pull more. And, I'm feeling a couple things with this. I'm also feeling that for some of you, this is about what you will be speaking. And I feel like it's about your own life. Maybe it's about even past lives. But I feel like your word is heard. And I feel like it's important also. Okay, I'm going to pick these up. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm even going to pick these up. So I want to do one little short spread. Hello. Remember, this isn't always about love of another person. This is about love of life. Love of life again. Let's use the crystal vision. And I'm only going to take like, well, I can't put a number on it. We'll see. One more. Do I stay or do I go? We have the Five of Pentacles. Hello, Ace of Cups again. The Seven of Wands. You know, first of all, the Five of Pentacles tells me that you've had some type of tower moment in your life. Five of Pentacles is out of our control. It's something that happens that's out of our control. It's like being thrown out into the cold, right? It's a little bit of uncomfortableness. But that Five of Pentacles, on a spiritual side, what it talks about is the people that you're about to meet, the people that are about to come into your life, are part of your soul family, there to help you in some way, right? Because Five of Pentacles is about being the spirit warrior. So even though I may feel injured, I keep moving. You know, maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe I do have a choice. But I've come so far that I know that I need to keep moving forward in my life. What comes next? The Ace of Cups again. Hello. And then the Seven of Wands. Some of you, what you're doing is, you know, it's funny. I looked up the meaning. Well, Sam asked me, he's like, what's the meaning of your name, Sandra? I said, you know what? I don't know. So I looked it up and it said, defender of man, the defender of man. And that's what the Seven of Wands reminds me of right now. The defender of man, defending the underdog, helping the underdog. Now, when I say the underdog, what I'm also feeling is helping those who feel lost, right? Feel lost. Some of you are meant to do, you always have the right to say no to anything. But I feel like some of you, your purpose is, you may have had a difficult life. And your purpose is to use this life to examine it so that you can then turn around and help others. It's always about love, ultimately. You know, we had the Ten of Pentacles that opened up the reading, and then now we have the Five. So some of you, you know, it was a split, right? We went from the 10 to the 5. But I don't feel like you're meant to resist this, because if I had a split, I feel like I was meant to have that split. Why? Because something, I hate to say better, something more important, I don't even know if that's the word. Well, Seven of Pentacles, something that feels meant to be. Feels like it's my destiny. Seven of Pentacles is about a seed of intention that I had planted. Doesn't matter when I planted it. And it's not about, the Seven of Pentacles is about patience. Much like the Empress, carrying a child for 9 months is what we want. Why? We want full development. Seven of Pentacles is the same type of energy. That seed of intention had been planted, and, it's okay to go back and water the garden, to fertilize the garden, but you're not meant to just stand there and look and wait till that seed becomes a flower. This is about trusting within design, within within universal design. And then we have the Fool. So to me, the Fool is a new life. It is a new path. It is taking a chance. Being comfortable, being willing to be uncomfortable within the change, knowing that eventually it brings me where? Right to my seed of intention. And I already know with the Ace of Cups, it is fulfillment for you. So whether this be love, money, whatever it is, what it's talking about is walking through the uncomfortableness. 5 again, right? When you're don't resist change, especially Virgo. Try not to resist change because you're fearful of it, okay? Try to walk through it anyway. You can control how quickly you move or how slowly you move. Sometimes we're meant to move slow, and I feel like the Empress in the last spread was talking about that as it relates to love. It's okay to take it slow, to build a strong foundation before I fully commit myself, right? Fully commit myself. I mean, I don't know. You're just getting the Ace of Cups everywhere. The energy is just beautiful for you. I just want to take a couple cards. Look at that. The Ace of Pentacles. I want to take a couple cards over the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Pentacles. Please, if you have a creative idea, and listen, I myself am being nudged to create something new. I feel it. I feel it like I've never, I felt that I was meant to start this business. I feel like there's another avenue I am meant to bring into my business, and I'm thankful for it. I trust that it will work out because I feel that my guides are pushing me towards it. So it could only be good, right? As long as I focus on it. Ace of Pentacles. So not only is it fulfillment for some of you, this talks about the ability to really build a strong financial portfolio. I don't know how to say it, but it talks about it coming into your physical world. So this is just not fulfillment of my body and soul. This is something that I will be able to touch. See if anything else wants to come out with that. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Page of Wands. Boy, do I love this. And we have the King of Swords out again. Again, the communicator. So let's look at this. Ace of Cups, right? So first we look at the Five of Pentacles. Some type of tower moment happened. Something forced our hand against our will, so to speak. But the promise of the Five of Pentacles is about Who will be coming into your life? What will be coming into your life? You don't feel it right then and there. You have to trust it. You have to trust it because it's not here yet at the Five of Pentacles. But bam, it shows up very quickly. If I'm willing to walk through the uncomfortableness, bam, look at these aces. Fulfillment, abundance. What comes next? The Ten of Wands and then the Page of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is, I felt like some of you were in like karmic cycles or in a time period where it felt like heavy responsibilities. But that is coming to an end. It also talks about other people putting their burdens upon your shoulders. And I feel like if I'm perhaps I'm in a community or a household where everyone wants me to do for them, but no one wants to do for me. This talks about the realization of that. I never feel like the Ten of Wands was a wasted journey. It was an important journey. If nothing else, it taught me how to stand up for myself. It taught me how to stand my ground. In what? Maybe for a lot of you, in how you communicate, in your choice of love, because we go immediately to the Page of Wands. So, and then we have the Death card, clear ending, right? A promise of better days. Here it is. What does it require of us? We get these beautiful blessings, but sometimes they require a sacrifice from us. And I feel like the sacrifice is of letting the energy of the past go. And what I mean by that is how, whatever was in that tower moment for you, whatever forced your hand, definitely reflect upon it, but it's letting the hurt go. It's letting the, I want to say the pain go. Well, I do feel like it's letting the pain go, and it's allowing myself to explore in this world, right? To be of the full is quite the beautiful energy. I feel like for many of you, it is talking about a new path. If it's, relating to love and it's someone from the past, it talks about both people needing to be of new energy, right? Of new energy. If it didn't work last time and absolutely nothing has changed, it's not going to work this time either. It just isn't. So know that going in, right? That's why I feel like the Empress is saying, I'm going to take my time as it relates to love. Other than that, I feel like the Fool is saying, expand your journey, expand your soul's journey, take some chances, right? It's sitting right next to your seeds of intention. Your seeds of intention. Live your dreams, right? The universe has got your back, bringing you the Ace of Cups multiple times. So, love, but also fulfillment. Love of what I do, right? Love of what I do in my physical world. This is also, for some of you, it can be finances that is bringing a burden to an end, with purpose, though, so that you can then create, take this new job opportunity, feel it, right? You got to be willing to feel if it's right, and then you got to be willing to trust that feeling. Again, I know some of you have a mother in spirit who's trying to help you along this path, but ultimately you have to have open ears, open heart, and an open mind to really receive the signs of source. They're there constantly. Ask and ye shall receive. But you need to ask, right? Ask and ye shall receive. Look at these tower moments and look back at your life. Have these reflections back and see, now that you have stepped away from it, what type of personal growth you've had from that. Some of you, these tragedies are what creates the next chapter of your life, where it's almost like a blessing for having to go through that. But ultimately, as the Fool, it is up to you. And, let's talk about the Fool. The Fool is the beginning of the journey. But the Fool is about to meet some characters. The Magician, right? The High Priestess. The High Priestess. So it talks about on this walk in this lifetime to make sure you're in tune. Include your spirituality. Then when you take a chance on something, you have full awareness of what is good and what is bad. And I think that is where I'm going to leave it. Thank you guys. Thank you, as always, for helping to support my channel, to support my ideas. I may do what do they call that? A crowdfunding for what I want to do next, because I don't have the finances to do it, so I'm assuming that's where Spirit wants me to go, but we'll see. But I just want to thank you all for just being a part of my life, being a part of the channel, and helping it grow. It's been a beautiful ride. It's been a hard ride, but I have learned so much from it. And I couldn't imagine doing anything other than what I'm doing right now. And I'm telling you, it started from the Five of Pentacles for me. It started from a tower moment for me. So don't always, when you reflect upon those towers, your soul can gain some gigantic expansion. Just allow it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. It lets me know that my work's important. Thank you for sharing these videos. That to me is so important, because I know that sometimes it's got to go through you to get to them, that type of energy. And a lot of you are picking this up intuitively, like, that doesn't quite feel like me, but that feels like my friend, or it feels like my sister or my mother, right? That type of energy. So thank you for paying attention to that. And I love you. I will see you guys next month. I'll see you before that. Feeling very creative this month, so I just want to keep putting out, what I can put out. So thank you. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.